Hi everyone, I'm Nadia, and in today's video I'm making a beautiful resin tray and coaster set. I'm mixing my part A and part B resin together, and then I separate it into smaller cups to add in my pigments. After I separate some resin into smaller cups, I go ahead and pour clear resin into the molds. And I use a torch gun to pop any air bubbles. When using a torch gun, make sure that you move it very quickly so that you don't burn your resin or your silicone molds. Then I started to add in some gold flakes around the edges of the mold. Though because my resin is low viscosity and there's still movement within the resin, the flakes started to pull towards the center. Personally, that doesn't bother me, but if I wanted them to stay around the edges of the mold, I could have waited longer for the resin to thicken so that there's less movement, or use a medium or high viscosity resin. Followed by some iridescent flakes as well. The first pigment I'm going to be using is just Resin's Titanium White, and like always, I make sure to mix the pigment in the container first before adding a small amount into my cup of resin. All of the pigments I'm going to be using are by Just Resin, and I'll leave a discount code in my description if you're interested to try them out for yourselves. The next pigment I'm using is in the shade Champagne. And the next pigment I'm using is in the shade Almond. Once my pigments are mixed in well, I start with my white pigmented resin and carefully drag it through the center of the molds. And I do the same with my almond pigmented resin. Followed by my champagne pigmented resin. If you guys enjoy my videos, please be sure to leave a thumbs up, or a super thanks, which is right next to the thumbs up button, would also be very much appreciated. You can also check out my Etsy store where I list all available items, and that link is in my description. I use a wooden stick just to make a few minor adjustments, and again I use a torch gun to pop any air bubbles. And I carefully add in my handles for my tray. Here I am the next day demolding. I carefully use an X-Acto knife to get rid of some of the lifted edges. My tray came out a little bit thin, so I mixed up some more resin to add one more layer. And I use a silicone makeup brush to help push the resin to the edges of the mold. I come back the next day and here I am demolding. And again, I get rid of some of the lifted edges with an X-Acto knife. And now I'm getting them ready for a top coat which nicely domes the pieces. If you're interested in more details, I'll leave a link to a video above. When doing a top coat, it's very important to make sure that your resin has covered all of the areas and to double check if any small fibers or particles have gotten into your resin before you finish up and cover your piece. And here's the final product. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked this video, subscribe to see more videos like this in the future. Follow me on my Instagram, Summer Girl Designs, and my mom's Instagram, Wild Heart Resin Art.